What's on, Steve Ellerer? Today we're going to be revealing the results of my Ancestry DNA test, which will tell us exactly whereabouts in the world I'm from. Now, I took this test with Ancestry.com. Anyone can do it. It's really easy to do. You go online, you purchase the test kit, it arrives in a couple of days. You spit into this test tube. It's got a serial number on the side, which you type into your profile, so it links your sample with the profile online. Spit into this tube, mix it with this solution it sends you, screw the lid on, pop it in the prepaid envelope, and you post it back to them. And then in a month's time, they reveal firstly who your very close relatives are, who your distant relatives are, and this isn't just like the odd one or two, this is thousands of people they match you with across the whole world. And they also pinpoint exactly where they think you're from and where you originate from and all your ancestors come from, which is fascinating. And I thought this would be a brilliant video because we could look at it. Obviously, Cornish news. Over the last 5 years, I've run Cornish news where I've claimed to be a proper Cornishman, where I love the food and sometimes I try to make you laugh. Doesn't always work. Proud Cornishman through and through for the last 5 years, and I thought this test would be brilliant because it would, it would confirm that. And so I done the test, and a few people said, well, if you're from somewhere else, not Cornwall, it's going to be embarrassing, isn't it? And I didn't really think of that, did I? So yeah, well, there you go. So anyway, revealing the results. According to Ancestry.com, they've matched me up with thousands of people and they've pinpointed exactly where myself and my ancestors and my relatives all come from originally. And it says I'm from Carrier in Cornwall. Carrier in Cornwall, which is exactly where I am now. So I'm Cornish through and through, like I've always thought. Now, let's just have a look. It does an overview, then it pinpoints exactly where you're from. It says this is my ethnicity estimate, and it says Carrier, which is Portreath down to the Lizard, and then you've got Hale one side, and you've got sort of 12 Heads and all that. It's like that big mining area in Cornwall, which Campbell and Redroof's in the middle. Now, I was born in Trellisk, like most people in Cornwall. I was dragged up in Redroof. When I was 29, I moved to Camborne. So I've been here all my bloody life. So there we go. Now, I did think, what if they had my address? What if they just looked at my address and said, yeah, he's from there? But then they link you up with people, thousands of people that you're related to, distant relatives, 5th, 6th, 7th cousins, whatever. It links you up, and they're all across the world. There's a lot in America, and it tells you on the website about the history of Cornwall and how people went to America for the mining, and which we already know. So I've got a lot of relatives in America and everything like that, which I never would have thought in a million years that I know we're all sort of linked, and I've always joked and said everyone in Cornwall's related, but I never thought I would have like close relatives. There's like second or third cousins in like America and in Australia, and I thought that blew me away. But to make it more legitimate, the first name that came up with a match as a first cousin was one of my cousins, which I haven't seen for years. We don't share the same surname. I think they live up country now. So how would they know that? They didn't just bloody that would have been like winning the lottery for them to guess that. So it is legit. And then I thought that was on mum's side, and I thought, bloody hell, there's nothing here on dad's side. So I started to get a bit worried, and then it's a possible second cousin match, and it was actually my second cousin. So it's brilliant. And you can contact these people through the website, through Ancestry.com. So you can go through, and a great thing as well, a chap from Redruth, I think he's from Redruth, sorry if you're not, Matt Blewett, I think he's from Redruth. I only say he's from Redruth because I've only ever seen him in Redruth, but he's a friend of mine, and I've known him through the Cornish circles. He goes to all the festivals, and he's very proud Cornishman, and he does like the Cornish language, and he takes part in different events and like these quirky rituals like the wassail and everything like that. He's one of the most Cornish people I know. He sends me a message. He said, "You're not going to believe this. I've just gone on to my Ancestry DNA test, and you've popped up. You're like my 5th or 6th cousin." And I thought, that's brilliant. So I must warn you, if you take part in this test, you might be related to me. So I do apologise for that. But if you've taken these tests, let us know in the comments what your results were. If it was where you expected yourself to be from. Are you related to anyone famous or anything like that? Are you related to me? You know. And so there we go. So I'm relieved. It was overall, it was a little bit, once I was like got over the fact, oh yeah, I am Cornish, which I always thought it was a little bit like, oh, I wanted to be Mexican, something like that. I don't know why, but there we go. So there we go. Thanks for watching. Steve Eller here. Take one of those tests and let us know where you're from. Proper job. Cheers and gone.